All right, everyone, this is Nick from Reventure Consulting, and this is a video I wasn't really planning on making, but life is, forcing me to make this video at this point. I'm just gonna get it over with real quick here, guys. I'm gonna be taking a break from YouTube over the next couple months. This is something that's been building in the background for the last several weeks that, to be honest, everyone, I'm not feeling like motivated to post housing market videos anymore. It's like a weird feeling for me because I started posting housing crash and housing crash prediction videos in April of 2021, about 15, 16 months ago. And for those of you who've been long-term viewers to my channel, you know that I was 3 videos a week, every single week on every single news topic and data point on the housing market, warning you all of the housing crash that was coming. And I had such motivation and energy to post those videos because I think, it was a time where that information needed to get out there. But now I'm not feeling that same motivation. And, I think maybe it's because now the housing crash is mainstream news. Every real estate YouTuber out there is talking about it and posting a video every day about the housing crash. So it's kind of, to me, I feel like I'm not providing the same level of value I was 6 to 9 months ago when I was literally the only one talking about the housing crash and warning you all not to buy a home and predicting that home prices will decline. And so, for me personally, I'm someone who does not want to do what everyone else is doing. I want to do something of, higher, predicting what's going to happen in the future or providing a level of value to you guys out there that no one else is providing. And I don't think this channel is doing that anymore in the current environment. So I need to take some time off to assess really what I want to do and how I can provide the highest value and how I can grow as a content creator and a YouTuber. And so that's going to be why I'm taking a break. Now, I'm not going to go away completely, everyone. There's one really exciting thing I actually need to announce to all of you, and that's that my company, Reventure Consulting, is going to be releasing a website and an application that's going to allow you guys to look at all of the data that you see in my videos. You're gonna have that at your fingertips on this website. It's called the Reventure App. You can see it here on the screen in front of you. It's currently in beta testing with my channel members. About 1,000 of my channel members are now using this application and giving me their feedback about how it's going, and we're gonna make some tweaks. But really the core of this app is to allow you to look at your zip code, your metro area, your county, and figure out what's going on in your housing market yourself with data like home price growth, inventory growth, what are the property tax rates, what are the areas with the most affordability combined with the most economic growth. You can answer all of these questions yourself with this app and either validate whether it's a good idea to buy in your zip code, or you can find new cities and counties that meet your living standards and home buying criteria on this app as well. So I'm really excited about this. And I think part of the reason I need to take a break right now is to make sure that the development of this app goes well. Because my vision is eventually this app and this website, www.reventure.app, you can go there and actually leave your email on the waiting list if you want to be notified when it's ready for release. This is going to be, in my opinion, the biggest real estate website in the world in the future. And I know that's a crazy thing to say, but that's kind of what my vision is for this. And that's the value I kind of learned that I'm going to have to provide next. It's not enough for me to just post a video anymore updating you on the data. I need to give you guys access to the data. That's kind of what my intuition and my calling is right now. And so it's a little, weird. I've always been a person who is very spontaneous and intuitive. Despite like me being into numbers, I don't actually plan things out a lot with my business and my personal life. I tend to follow kind of what my intuition tells me, and it leads me to feeling weird, like I'm making weird decisions sometimes. I'm walking away from this channel for a couple months. It has 320,000 subscribers and makes me a lot of money through advertising revenue. But a lot of people would say why would you do that? But it just seems like something I need to do. And I guess I'm a little nervous that when I come back 2 or 3 months from now and start posting videos again, that maybe you guys won't be there. Maybe I won't have nearly as many views, which I guess are all possibilities. But ultimately, I know this is something I need to do. So I apologize to those of you who are going to be upset about this or sad about this. But it's for the best in the end for me, and I think for all of you out there with the products that I'm developing. And so just real quick, everyone, if you want to follow me through this period, here's a couple things you can do. One is hit join and join as a channel member. The cost is $5 a month, and I will continue supplying my channel members with content and data and access that I've been doing in terms of the newsletter and daily posts and interactive graphs and maps. So being a channel member, you're going to continue to get content. So if you want to follow me, hit join, become a channel member. Also make sure to go to www.reventure.app and put your email on the waiting list for the Reventure app, because I will be sending emails out over the next couple weeks and months with updates on that and when the launch is going to be. So those are probably the best ways to follow me through this dark period where I'm not posting videos on YouTube. And then finally, just a little update on my personal life here. There's a lot of things going on, but I am actually leaving Texas. So for those of you that know me a little bit through my YouTube channel, I live in Dallas, Texas right now. And I lived in Austin, Texas before that. And I moved there in August of 2020. So I've lived in Texas for a little over 2 years, but I'm originally from New York. And I've felt a calling as well over the last couple months to move back to New York, primarily driven by the fact that my mom actually sold her house in upstate New York a couple months ago. And when I was going back there to help her move, I was like, wow, I really like being in New York. And so I will be moving back to New York, which it's funny because I never thought I would move back to New York, especially with some of the things that happened during the pandemic. A lot of the policies in New York really bothered me, and I didn't want to be there for that. But I have my fingers crossed that things are back to normal in terms of life in New York, and I'm going to be moving to New York City over the next couple weeks. So that's another big update on my personal life. And it's kind of funny, there's a lot of my mindset with this housing crash was around the fact that I didn't buy that the people moving to the South, like states like Texas and Florida, I didn't buy that everyone was there to stay. And I knew that because of data historically. I saw how the migration was volatile historically, but I guess I kind of knew that myself, I wasn't there to stay. And I'm sure there's a lot of people like me who are moving back to the cities and states that they came from during the pandemic. And I guess lastly, before signing off, I should leave you guys with just some predictions about what I'm seeing in the housing market and the economy. So in terms of the housing market, the crash is here. It's going to get worse. And I don't think a whole lot's actually going to change in the next couple months. I just think we're going to incrementally see more inventory, and we're going to incrementally see lower home prices. And that's how housing crashes work. They're not overnight sensations. They take some time to build up, and it will continue to build over the next couple months. So prices are going to get cheaper, inventory is going to go up, rents are going to go down. And that's good news for you all. But don't expect that in 1 to 2 months, you're going to find your dream home for 30% cheaper. It's going to take a little time for that to happen. And in terms of the economy, I really see the economy heading for a massive deflationary recession. We're heading for this situation where home prices, rents, the cost of everything in the economy, I think, is going to get cheaper. And it's going to be associated with lots of job losses, unfortunately. And, the time that, again, this really reminds me of and is convincing me that we're going to have deflation is I keep looking back at the recession or depression of 1920, 1921. It is amazing, all the parallels between now and then. And I would encourage a lot of you to read up on the recession and depression of 1920 and 1921, because it's going to really clarify to you what's going on today. We had this period of crazy inflation in the period before the recession of 1920 and 1921, just like we have inflation today, crazy growth of money supply, food shortages, food prices going up, a lot of the same exact things. We had a pandemic, we were coming out of a pandemic, and then boom, Federal Reserve tightened monetary policy too much. Everyone thought that inflation was just going to continue forever. There was no chance of deflation, and it all came crashing down in 1921. And I think 2023 is going to just be exactly the same way. So Fed's going to pivot sometime in early 2023, and things are going to get worse after the pivot. And there's going to be a massive recession in the economy as far as unemployment rate and job losses, probably sometime by the middle of next year. But I'm going to be talking to you guys before then, I think. But I just want to kind of outline what I'm seeing. And so I guess as far as recommendations go, as you all know, I'm not a financial advisor, but I can tell you what I'm doing with my money, and I'm stockpiling cash. There's no way I would buy anything really in the housing market right now or the stock market, given where valuations are, given where the economy is going. Things are going to get cheaper. That's what happens with a deflationary crash. And I think you're going to see more and more mainstream news articles start talking about deflation over the next couple months as it becomes really evident in the housing market, especially with rents And so, yeah, everyone, I guess I'll see you in a couple months.